That was the house I grew up in. Women that weren't afraid to do it themselves. My mom was my absolute hero. Still is, to be honest with you.
Music has always been a very important part of our lives. My grandfather was a musician. My mother at one point was a singer. And so my children have always been surrounded by music.
Anything she was into, I was into. So what that created in me was an appreciation for lyrical content and melody.
One day, he was probably about 6, and I was listening to a song. It was a love song. Can't remember exactly what it was, but it was a love song, and to him, it was sad, and he started to cry. And I asked him why he was crying, and he said because the song had made him sad. And so I kind of knew at that point that he had the music bug also.
Growing up in Las Vegas, my mom was in and out of the casinos. You know, she was a cocktail waitress, she was a bartender, she was a keno runner, she was a dealer. She did anything that you could do in a casino, my mom did it. And in that, she was spending so much time in these casinos. There's a lot of different genres of music that she got into. You know, initially it was a very much soul music. You know, a lot of old Motown and stuff like that. You know, she was my introduction to Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, all of those. But it was also Garth Brooks. It was also the Rat Pack. It was also Reba McEntire and Janis Joplin and the Beatles and the Who and, you know, just the stuff that she would come in contact with being in and out of these casinos all the time.
You know, I guess some of the good that came of it was that he was very impressed by the Rat Pack, and that kind of gave him some of his swag. So Vegas upbringing wasn't all that bad.
Here's the misconception about Las Vegas. People see Vegas on TV and you see the Strip. The Strip is one street in the city of Las Vegas. It was honestly a little boring, to be honest with you. It was a lot of track housing. Everybody's house looked exactly the same. Everybody's neighborhood looked exactly the same. Again, mom is in and out of casinos all the time working. Dad, I don't know where he is at this point. Me and my sister spending a lot of time at the Boys and Girls Club. Boys and Girls Club definitely helped raise us. You know, while mom was at work, that's where we would go. It's literally right up the street. You can walk, it's 10 minutes. And we spent a lot of time in there. That's where I learned that basketball was not going to be my future. My sister was like the natural songbird. Even what I was doing at the time in comparison to what she was doing was like, it's all right. I'm sure there's gonna be a million things you can do. You ain't got to be a singer, baby. It's okay. It was that, you know, initially. In that my sister was so good and we just knew that it was gonna be her. I didn't really take the singing thing real serious. It was more the writing that was my for real love. I would write the songs, sing them back to myself, be satisfied, and then put my red notebook back under my bed.
He didn't go to Las Vegas Academy for music. He went to Las Vegas Academy for art. He's an amazing artist.
Every year, this school would throw a talent show, big talent show. They called it a pop concert, and they would do it up really, really big, like a real concert. You know, the school had a really big theater, and then all the kids would come, and parents and the whole nine. So the kids that were singers and actors made a really, really big deal of this concert, like to the point where it's people in the lunchroom crying because this is just not gonna be right for pop concert, it's gonna be fun. And like, mind you, I'm an art major, so me and all the art majors, we were like the grassy knoll kids, so we sitting over here laughing at how serious everybody's taking this. It's a talent show, it's a high school talent show at that. Relax, okay? No major labels coming to the high school talent show, it's not happening. Anyway, we decided this particular year that we were going to do something to kind of just bring all the seriousness down with this concert. So we drew straws. I drew the short straw, and the plan was for me to audition for this concert, get in, but then when I get on stage, do something completely stupid, like moon the crowd or do something and run off, right? This was the plan. So I drew the short straw, went into the choir room, I sang Boyz II Men, End of the Road. And when I was done, choir teacher was like, why are you not in my class? I was like, I'm not in your class because I'm an art major. And she was like, I understand that, but why are you not in my class? So, but I ignored that. At the time, I didn't realize that she was paying me a compliment. I was like, whatever. I mean, yeah, you're in. All right, cool. So the day comes, the night comes, I should say. It's my turn. I get on stage. Everybody's done these big, like just overproduced for high school, overproduced performances, and just made a really big deal out of this whole thing. So it's my turn. So I get up there, the music starts, and I kid you not, from the second the music started, the crowd disappeared. Like, I'm looking out, and the chairs are empty. Mind you, they're there, but they're not there, if you know what I mean. So I just started singing. I sang song, I got all the way through the song, and when I was done, the crowd came back, and it was like just a room full of open mouths. Because mind you, everybody at this point knew me. This was like 11th grade, so everybody knew me, but they knew me as the little dude that could draw. They'd be over there, you know what I mean? I wasn't a part of the quote unquote in crowd or cool crowd with this school. I wasn't that dude. I was an art major. So a lot of jaws on the floor, slow rising applause. Oh my, what the hell just happened? Oh my God, it was one of those. So I'm standing there like, ran off, right? The next day, it's girls that I swore didn't know me from a can of paint. Saying, "Hey, Schaefer, how you doing?" I'm like, "Hey, what's going on? I thought she know me." It was that. I was getting all kind of attention from girls and the cooler kids and all of that.
I guess his street cred went up. He was never cool. To me, he was always a nerd, but hey, that's my gentleman.
That was when I realized that it was more than just, you know, my little pastime, you know, just something that I was putting together in my room every other night. It was more than that. It was bigger than that, or could be bigger than that. That was the realization. And shortly after that, I started taking steps towards doing this professionally. I took advantage. I took advantage of all this extra attention that I was getting, and you know, I started moving around and basically not taking my schoolwork as serious as I should. But that wasn't what got me kicked out of the school. What got me kicked out of the school was the dean of the school never really liked me, and I don't know why. This lady really told me, "Listen, I don't like you, so you better watch it around me." Like, these are her words to me. I'm like, damn, what the hell did I do to this woman? Anyway, long story short. Standing in front of Fraser Hall. Fraser Hall, part of the school, got this big, long staircase in front of the main doors, right? It's like easily 30, 40 steps. So I'm standing there, and with the positive attention also came some negative attention from some girls and people that I didn't want attention from. There was this one girl in particular who had a little crush, but she was one of the kind of girls that didn't realize that in order that showing somebody that you like them didn't include punching them and doing all that kind of silly stuff. She sees me through the window. I'm standing in front of the doors of Fraser Hall. She's inside Fraser Hall. She sees me through the windows. She bursts out the doors and pushed me. It's like 30 steps. So like I literally had to flip and land on the ground to avoid rolling down these damn steps. So I get up mad as hell. I jump up, I run back up the stairs, and have you ever seen somebody stand up against the wall and you punch the wall next to their head, like just to scare them? So I did that, and but it wasn't a wall, it was a window, and the window broke. And mind you, the dean was walking by just as this happened. And it was, "Your violent behavior will not be tolerated at the school." So yeah, I got kicked out.
I was under the impression that my son left Las Vegas Academy because he wanted to play basketball with his boy Kevin. And I believed it because, you know, I love my child and I don't believe he's going to tell mommy a story. And so I believed that he wanted to play basketball. It was several years later that I realized, by overhearing a conversation between him and his sister, that he had gotten kicked out, that he almost didn't graduate, that he thought that I was going to kill him, and he told one of his counselors as much.
She didn't let on as much to me in public, but I could tell that she was disappointed because she worked really, really hard to make sure that we wasn't in the hood. And here I go, just on something stupid, wound up right where she didn't want us to be, right where she worked so hard to prevent us from going to. So she was a little disappointed. And you know, it hurt me that I disappointed her. I was the first, one of the first males in the family to get a high school diploma. So, you know, that was enough for her to be like, all right, you know, you did get expelled from the other school, but at least you graduated, so it's all good. I have friends that lived in my neighborhood but went to other schools. As I said, I went to this performing arts high school. One of these friends said, hey man, me and some friends, we're gonna try to put together a singing group. Would you be interested? So, but after this pop concert incident, I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's try it. So I joined this group. There were 5 of us initially. We had won a few talent shows like around town, you know, Vegas talent shows, nothing major. Got the opportunity to do Showtime at the Apollo, which was, we were super duper excited about it. You know, we had never been to New York before, for one. For two, this is a show that we watch on TV every week. So we like, yeah, we go Kiki Shepard, we gonna see Kiki Shepard for real. And Steve Harvey was the host at the time. And so we were super duper excited. Okay, so over the phone, they told us that we could bring our own music and that we didn't have to use the band. Corey Clark was a member of this group. According to Corey, he said that they said we could use our own music. You may remember Corey Clark from American Idol and the whole Paula Abdul incident and all of that. Yeah, that's Corey Clark. Anyway, we get there and we can't use our own music. We have to use the band. Now, every other act that on that particular show had gotten at least 2 days to rehearse with the band. We got there the day of the show, thinking that we could use our own music, so we didn't have to use the band. Couldn't use our own music, had to use the band. The band had to learn the song good 20 minutes before it was time for the actual show to happen, right? Yeah, so he says, all right, ladies and gentlemen, Envy. So as we're walking to the stage, the music starts. And we like, oh, so we hustle out there. And as soon as we get out there and we look at the crowd, it's like everybody just forgot how to sing. We started off really, really bad. Here come the boos. People are booing. The boos are getting louder. We're like, oh God, we know the Sandman is coming out. But we was young and we was cute. So the girls in the audience kind of kept us alive. It was bad. Got backstage and everybody just we looked around at each other and everybody just started crying at the same time. Everybody just burst into tears. So shortly after that, we all graduate high school, but you know, we're discouraged, but we're not out. We're like, all right, that was a bump in the road. We're gonna keep going. So we sat in a Denny's around the corner from my high school, and we said, this is what we're gonna do the day of graduation. We wrote this down on a napkin. We are gonna get in Corey's van, because Corey was the only one of us at the time that had a car. We're gonna drive down to California. We're gonna find the Capitol Records building. We're gonna park in front of Capitol Records, stand on top of the van because people can see us from up there and they can hear us from up there. We're gonna stand on top of the van and we're gonna sing our songs until somebody from Capitol Records comes down and demands that we sign a record deal with them. This was the plan.
Order any pizza and a 2-liter online or with our mobile app and get the 2-liter free from Little Caesars.
Just basically me being tired of being broke. Like, I can't live in this damn van for another 6 months waiting on Corey to get his thing together so we can show up late to a meeting and then not get a deal. I can't do this no more. So I left the group. But in the process of us moving around, mind you, we met this guy who had a group signed to Hollywood Records. Hollywood Records was Disney's record label. So it was a lot of pop stuff, you know, a lot of bubblegum type stuff. So he basically set me up and said, if you write for my group, then I will work out getting a deal for you and your group. All right, cool. Wrote for this group, didn't wind up getting paid what we should have got paid. Again, we green, we don't know anything about anything. I don't even know, I've never heard the word publishing at this point. I have no idea what it is. So that was kind of the final straw where I was like, all right, I'm out of this. But I stuck around with this guy, like on some, I'll just write, man. I'll just be a staff writer for you. At this time, I had met a young lady in strip club. This was the epitome of the hood strip club. It really, really, really was. But I spent a lot of time there because a producer friend that I was with at the time spent a lot of time there. So we would go there all the time. Met this girl. She was the one girl that would never dance for me. Mind you, I ain't never had no money, but homeboy always had money. So he would always give me a little something so I could get a dance with her, catch me. And she was the one girl in there that would never dance for me. She would never, ever give me a dance. And I'm like, am I ugly? Do I stink? What the hell? So I asked her one day, I was like, why is it that you will never dance for me? And she said, if I dance for you, you become everybody else in here, and I don't want to look at you like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, can I have your number then? And she's like, yeah. So got a number. We became a couple. Everything happened really, really fast. We ran to the Justice of the Peace and got married after knowing each other for, I think, maybe 3 months.
It just made me shake.
We didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell my mom. I didn't tell my sister. I didn't tell anyone.
One day he calls and he goes, Mom, what are you doing? And I go, not too much, just kind of hanging out. He goes, have a seat. And I go, why? He goes, you just want to sit down.